dias! Hello Year 9 and welcome to this short presentation regarding options and more specifically whether or not you should be considering taking GCSE Spanish for Year 10 and Year 11. So in terms of the course and what we're wanting you to achieve, what we're wanting you to get out of the course, the overriding objective, the aim of the course is to develop the ability to communicate effectively in Spanish and for you to be able to apply that knowledge in a variety of different situations, both situations such as being in a shop or being at a train station, but then also kind of the ability to express opinions about a range of social global issues and to talk about yourself and your life. So how it works in terms of the course content. In order to help you enrich your vocabulary and to develop your appreciation of the language, we cover a range of topics within 3 key themes, and all of these are assessed in the 4 papers which are taken at the end of Year 11. It's a terminal exam. The 3 themes are as follows. We have identity and culture, which encompasses talking about yourself, talking about your family, aspects of free time, and then technology, and also festivals in Spain and in the Hispanic world. We then look at the idea of local, national and global areas of interest. And within that theme, we cover travel and tourism, talking about where you live, aspects of society, global issues, and things such as health and the environment. And then the final theme we have is current and future study and employment. And within this, we look at the idea of school life as you're experiencing it now and comparing that with a Hispanic experience, but also then thinking about future plans, what you'd like to go on to study, or maybe what you'd like to do as a career, and also things like your other aspirations for your future life. We'll cover lots of different grammatical structures, and some of them will be familiar to you from Key Stage 3, and we build on them in much more detail to allow you to access more language and to express yourself much more coherently. So there's lots of things to cover. In terms of provision, just like the other option subjects, you will receive 3 hours a week of teaching time, and in addition to that there will be homework which we would like you to carry out. Okay, now obviously at the moment you receive homework once a week, once every few weeks, whereas at Key Stage 4 it's every week. We follow what's known as the AQA GCSE specification. You can see there's an image of this just on the screen, and the grades achievable, just like a lot of other GCSE subjects, are grades 9 to 1, grade 9 being the highest. So just something to be aware of in terms of the course provision. GCSE Spanish is quite interesting in that it has 2 tiers of entry, and we won't make a decision as to which tier you will go for until quite late on into Year 11. And so we cover everything to ensure that you're able to access both tiers. So if you study higher, then you will have access to grades 5 up to 9, whereas if you take the foundation tier, it's grades 1 to 5. The subject is assessed at the end of Year 11, and there are 4 exams which are worth 25% each, contributing towards that final grade. The papers are listening, speaking, reading and writing, and as they're equally weighted, what you should consider is the idea that you don't need to be super confident in each of the different skill areas to consider studying this subject. If you have a weakness, by studying the subject for a little bit more time, you are going to improve it, but you can also rely on the fact that you have particular strengths in certain areas within the course, okay? So in terms of course assessment, it's all at the end of Year 11 and it's 100% examination. And as I've said, each one will count equally, in terms of the exams, will count equally towards your final grade. I do want to be quite serious about this for a second. You need to be committed. While I would love as many of you as possible to study Spanish at GCSE, it's essential that you realise you need a significant amount of dedication to learning vocabulary and practising the language outside of lessons. You cannot simply expect to turn up to your 3 lessons per week and pass this subject. You are learning a language, and learning a language needs to be done beyond the classroom walls. So you will need to be organised, you'll need to be resilient, and you need to make sure that you're prepared to invest time in your learning. We can help you to support you with that and help you to get into good habits, but you do need to question, would you be somebody who would be happy to dedicate a lot of your personal time to studying on your own? So why study languages, or why study Spanish in particular? Okay, it's the 4th most widely spoken language in the world, and it's an official language of countries on 4 continents. Okay, Learning to speak Spanish will help you to be able to engage with the amazing Hispanic world, and also to enable you to participate as a global citizen fully. Not everybody speaks English. We've told you this many, many times, and so it's important that you're aware that by speaking another language, you are opening many doors up to yourself and giving you a chance to communicate with people around the world. It's a very impressive thing to have on any application form, particularly if you've got aspirations to go to college, and maybe if you are thinking in the future that you would like to go to university. So having that on your CV is something that lots of colleges and universities will be looking out for, and if you can show that you have language knowledge, you will certainly make your application catch the eye of lots of different people and will put you in a really promising position. In terms of why I studied languages and thinking more further ahead, it's really a skill that is in demand, and it can be used in any career, particularly within businesses that trade internationally. And I think that's really important for us to be aware. Over the past few years, we've seen Britain's position in the world change, and as we move away from necessarily our European identity in terms of business and politics, making you aware of a language that you can speak around the world is something that will really enhance your job prospects for the future. In the local area, there are lots of companies which are looking out for people who are able to speak languages and have language skills. And it is estimated that about a quarter of British people do feel that not speaking a language has held them back in their career. It's more than just an asset on your CV, okay? This is slightly silly, but I want you to be aware that, you do need more than just Google Translate in life. Although it's helpful, it's not any kind of substitute for being able to speak a language authentically. Speaking another language increases your confidence. Some people report that they have a different personality when they speak another language, and that actually they find them have been able to discover other aspects of themselves that they never knew before. It enhances your cognitive abilities, okay, and it has health benefits. Conditions such as dementia have been found to be less prevalent and to develop less frequently in people who do learn languages and speak another language. And in a really quite cool way, a lot of people believe that if you can speak another language, it makes you more attractive. So while this might be something quite silly to think about, it's certainly something to consider when you're wondering whether it's the subject for you. Okay? So, estudiar español, ¿te apuntas? Studying Spanish, are you in? If you have any further questions and you'd like to know if GCSE Spanish would be a good choice for you, I'd like you to get in touch with me. We hope that you will consider us for GCSE, and we hope that you'll put us down on your options form. But if you have any further questions, please get in touch. Thank you very much for your attention, Year 9. Buena suerte. Adios. I'll speak to you soon. Ciao.